Hi everyone, welcome to another session of G9ijaTV NewsScope. My name is Olatunde, and we have some couple of news for you. Now, one of the first topic that we're actually bringing up is about the Nigerian police. For most people, it's always negative, and I have always taken the stand. The very strong point is that you don't make sweeping statements. You don't say all Nigerian police. No, always of the, well, I've always been of the opinion that we have some bad elements. Yes, in any nation, in anywhere in the world, you always have the good, the bad, the ugly. It's always like that, and Nigeria is no different. Um, Time and time again, people have been proven wrong, and in this, on this occasion, this is exactly what has really happened. Now, it so happened that there was a police officer that was actually on, I think it was actually on patrol. Let me just bring this up very quickly. This is one of the things that I like to do to bring a balance. When we call the police out that something, there are some actions they've taken which is wrong, we've always ensure that it's actually accurate and factual. So in this case here, we also like to actually bring out where the police as well have done, exemplary. Absolutely, where they've done well, we have to give them kudos for it because it's not every Nigerian police officer that is bad. That's the honest truth. Yes, we have encounter with those who are bad, but we also have encounter with those who are good. And we always amplify those who are bad way beyond you know what we are where in regards to what we're supposed to do, but we've got lots of them that are doing great, and that is the reason where we're actually having this. So let me just quickly bring this up. So the story says senior police officer stops extortion attempt on Owerri Port Harcourt Express. Wow. So let's see what happens here. So apparently, the police officer was actually on his business. So the story says a senior Nigerian police officer was captured on video stopping an extortion attempt by his colleague along the Owerri Port Harcourt Expressway. The incident has sparked conversation online about accountability and integrity within the police force. So it says, hang on, let me just get this straight. We have the video here, the video that we're going to share.
Yes, give him the money back. Yes, stop. Shut. Give him that money back. Don't give him back.
Wow.
Commander.
Yeah, did you hear that? Wow.
Give him the money back. Come, why did you collect money from him? Why did you take money from him? Did you buy anything from him? Did you buy anything from the driver? No. So why did you collect money from him? Why did you collect money from him?
Commander.
Shut up your mouth. Who is your commander? Go like this. Go like this. Why did you collect money from him? The other day, CPE was that Aboki went round warning the whole vehicles. The drivers, what is going on? Can't we do things right? Can't we do things right?
Sorry.
Don't worry.
Wow. Did you see that? That is unbelievable. That is totally, totally unbelievable. So the officer was actually driving and he actually got to a checkpoint. Then he actually saw the police officer at the checkpoint that was collecting money from the driver. And the next thing he just said is that, so he asked him a question. He said, what did you do? He said, he should return the money. He said, did you buy anything from him? He said, no. He said, then why did you call it? Can't you do anything right? Look, sometimes when we look at the situation and in the country, we think it's just unsurmountable. is so huge. Where do you start? But what I actually believe that for every step we take, every actions that we actually take, in resolving this, then we're on the way to doing the right thing. It might just be just one officer. At least we have somebody that is doing something right. Normally, things like this, we don't shout it out. We will rather go and bring the one that something is happening where everybody will say that there are issues there are things that are actually happening. It's just totally wrong. Totally. So this what this officer has done is commendable. So we are praying that we see more of this. We need this kind of revolution where we take a stand for the right things. Right. So, well, in the next one is in regards to, for a lot of Nigerians, when we buy our phone, we go to reputable places, to buy, um, your phones or your different electronic devices. Now, it's actually been found out that sometimes, unfortunately, this reputable, some, I won't say all of them, you know, it's happened now that there are some places you will go to, whether it's the staff that is doing it without the knowing of the owners of the business. Because I doubt somebody will bring, we actually build up a brand with money, time, effort, PR, promotion, marketing. Then to now begin to do underhand business, I find it quite difficult for that to actually be the case. But in most cases, what we've actually known is that sometimes, most often, it's the staff themselves without the knowledge of the business owner that we actually will go and you know take this sort of thing, because what actually happened is that this couple actually bought their phone brand new. It's not used. If you actually gone to the computer village now to buy second-hand phone, you know that you're taking a risk. You don't know whether that phone whether it is actually stolen or not. God forbid. So some people have actually bought phones that they found out that they've been those people, the phone originally belonged to victims of what, kidnapping, or to terrorists that the security service are actually trading. Then you would think you are using the latest iPhone. Meanwhile, you are carrying fire. So this couple, they actually went to the United Kingdom. They bought, like I said, the phone, tear rubber, brand new. So they've been using it for some time. So they now decided that they actually wanted to, you can trade in the UK, you can trade your phone in for a new one. Okay, so you will still pay more, but it won't be as much as normal. So then in this case here, what then happened was when they got, so they went straight to Apple Store in the UK. Let me share this out quickly. This is one of the reasons that there are things that people do that they don't realize that is extremely um is extremely dangerous. Sometimes we think, they've not even done anything wrong. They've gone to a shop where they believe that things are, this shop here, they have integrity. They are who they say they are. But you see, if the business owner is not more, um, shall I say, if they don't really take care and carry out their due diligence, ensuring that there is what, integrity within their business, not just with themselves, but among their staff, they will get in trouble. These people could have actually come back. These people that bought the phone come back to Nigeria and then sue the business. So what then happened is that when they got to the UK now, they decided that okay, it's time to upgrade. Like a lot of us now. So maybe you have iPhone 14. Now, I think by end of this year, we're going to actually have iPhone 17. So you actually want to carry out the business. I mean, you definitely want a new phone and things. So they went to Apple Store, and when they got to Apple Store, they were really happy, saying, okay, they were checking out the phones. Okay, should we buy, Pro, or should we just buy Pro Max? Which is the out of the Apple phone flagship, that is the best one. Report is a beast. I still have my own anyway, but my own is iPhone 15. Because iPhone is the kind of phone that what do you want to change it for? You can have the 10-year-old iPhone and it still has 4K, works well, does exactly. It's you are buying quality. It's not those. It's not those. pure water phones that you will buy them by in the next 3 months you have to buy because everything is not durable. Okay, so what then happened is that um, he said the Nigerian man Benga Samuel Wemimo has recounted a terrifying incident he and his wife experienced inside the Apple store in the UK recently. According to him, he and his wife visited an Apple store while in the UK to trade the iPhone she bought in Nigeria for a new one. Remember, I said a new one, brand new, tear rubber. That's what they actually wanted. So, with confidence, because of where they bought it, they didn't actually go to Computer Village or any of those. Maybe somebody just came from somewhere, just say, okay, you want to buy second hand, brand new phone they bought it for, and they've used over the years. So it's time to upgrade. So with that confidence, they went to Apple Store. So he said they were shocked when the attendant told them that the phone they bought had been declared stolen. The man said they were startled by the comment instead to see the store manager. He said they were later informed that the iPhone had been declared missing and not stolen. Um, Bringer said it was sheer luck they were not arrested over the incident. What he actually meant is that on some occasions, the police will say that when things like this happen, they will have to call, they will detain the person, the people there. You are there to buy a phone. Now, you now found out that the phone that you bought in Nigeria that he said is brand new at a reputable store is now been declared as missing, because that's what ended up saying that. Oh, initially they said stolen, so they now changed and said, okay, it's not been well, not exactly stolen, but missing, which is, look, it's just a softer way. And I think they actually said, because when they saw that, they were so shocked about what happened, they probably, so these people decided to be a bit considerate that these people are just innocent people. So an ex-user left a comment. Minga said it was sheer luck they were not arrested over the incident. So an ex-user left a comment explaining that what might have happened. The ex-user says some Nigerians have formed the habit of buying items such as phone abroad, bring it to Nigeria to sell, and then return to the foreign country to declare the item missing so the insurance can get them another one. That is true. Some people do buy, they will buy a brand new phone and they will say, oh, well, it's either missing or maybe it's stolen. So the insurance will now do what? They will give you a new one. So those people will now go to go and sell, they will take it abroad and go and sell it. So now, because they've not exactly declared it stolen on this occasion, that it's been missing, then so the insurance in itself, but remember that they have serial number. So they would have been, so it will be registered in their database. So if anytime anybody comes around to say they want to whether repair and things now, it will just flash up because it has been declared missing. So the guy said, my wife bought a brand new iPhone located at Jack and the Lekki phase one. Now, imagine the area where they bought it now. This is area where, well-to-do, middle class, upper, people live in Lagos on the island. So you don't expect those kind of things. No, those people, you expect them to be above board. Okay. So my wife bought a brand new phone at this store located at Jackande. So we decided to trade it in for a new one at the Apple store located at Westfield, Stratford. Not far from me here, Stratford City Arcade. Only God did not let them call the police on us. The attendant scanned the iPhone and declared that it has been reported as stolen. Stolen from where? It was not a used iPhone. It was new, purchased from an approved Apple store. And we have all the receipt intact. The attendant saw our indignation and went ahead to consult with our superiors. They scanned again and they declared that it was reported missing. They adjusted their language from stolen to missing and told us it has zero swap value. I was not shocked at all, even though I should be. Nigerians like cutting corners for unhealthy gains, and they have always believed this is a good business for them as long as they were able to make a buck. Somehow, we were able to walk out of the Apple store without any drama. But I remember telling my wife that we will have had a lot of explaining to do if they had a policy that required that they must report such incidents to the police. Nigerian business people must try to do better than this. There is something called integrity. It has a higher value than the dirty gains. Cutting corners here, doing this here, turning things here, throwing things up, hiding things. It's along the way, it will catch up. And when it is time, if it is pay time, unfortunately, they will be found wanting. It has a higher value than dirty gains they think they are getting by playing dirty. I have always insisted on buying things in Nigeria because it helps the economy. But I can see the reason many prefer to shop abroad. We must do better than this as a people. So what I'm just trying to say here is that, number one, look at the way you see the PR in that place is disaster for every Nigerians. When other Nigerians come in too now, so they will scrutinize them. Unfortunately, it's not only Nigerians that do it. I mean, like somebody said some time ago, when sometimes they arrest other people from other, other countries, like maybe they are from other African countries, the first thing they will say before the police verify their identity, they will first say that they are Nigerians. That is the first thing. So I don't want to mention any nation's name because it's not just only one other group. It's across Africa a lot. It happens. When they are first arrested for a crime, when they ask them, where are you from? Before they even say anything, before they will first say that Nigerians. Why? Because we have given people, the ammunition to use our name, to tarnish our name. So they will say, oh, it's Nigerians. Okay. So it's like somebody said, the local man said, sorry about your experience. That somebody actually made the comment, like, we said earlier, sometimes people buy abroad, buy a phone overseas, bring it to Nigeria for sale, then they go back and report it stolen for replacement. Same way people were doing payment reversal in their account where they are come to. You see, that's the other thing. The last December, they had this, is it Dirty December? I don't know, and that apparently a lot of people were doing payment reversal. That means that you actually make the payment. But because of some of the system that is in place in Nigeria, people are able to reverse the money back into their account. What sort of people don't even know that what we are doing is that we are undermining the system that's supposed to make us a civilized society, that's supposed to help us to live a higher standard. When we behave like that, it undermines the system. It's a bit like, say, for instance, right? You are driving, along maybe Maryland. The traffic light comes on. State of the art traffic light is there. Lagos State government. Please, I'm just paraphrasing. I'm not saying. I'm just using it as sort of to make a point. So what happened is that you now get there, so you stop because it showed red. Then you see some guys behind you say, what did they do? You now come on the road. They will tell you, this one, where did you come from? I bet clear road job, Ekolowa. Then they will drive through the red light deliberately, intentionally. Guess what? It doesn't matter how much millions, thousands that was spent on buying that traffic light or training that was given for the technician and everything so that we can have smooth flow of traffic. It has been undermined because of what? The attitude, the character. That is what is finishing Nigeria. So I'll just stop right there. We always think that we are very smart. We are smarter than every other person. But what we're doing is that we are doing greater harm to ourselves. Okay, now everybody is sharp now, Abby. So you are being sharp. That one too is being sharp. So nothing works. Go and look at a lot of things that we blame the government for. It is we ourselves. We bear arms against ourselves. We are our own worst enemy. So, moving swiftly on. That's a very hard one. Okay, so I think we've got about 4. So we're on the 3rd one right now. Now, we have this a situation. I don't know. We've all had Quam 1, Quam 2, Quam 3, Quam 4. Whereby these are things that happen at the airport. People behaving, not following. Who feels that they are above the law. So I'm not going to say too much on this one, but something happened. The issue of beating, whereby women are being harassed. It doesn't matter what they have done. Nobody has the right to strip a woman. Yes, like I said, we have the good, the bad, and the ugly, but we are not the what? The sergeant at arms. We are not the prison officer. We are not the judge and jury, and not the executioner. Nobody has the right to assault on other women. Yes, I know that women sometimes they fight each other and strip themselves. Look, that in itself is even wrong. Yes, we know that. But this one is just unbelievable. So let me quickly share this story. There are some things that we need to understand that when we undermine our own people, we don't have respect. Like in Nigeria, where when foreigners, expatriates come to Nigeria on business, they see how they learn from how Nigerians treat other Nigerians. So when they establish their business here, then we are surprised that they are maltreating Nigerian workers. Why wouldn't they? They see how we are so wicked to our own people. Now, this one is this lady is actually a UCO member. So apparently, they said in Anambra State that some of these people, the couples there, were being accused of cybercrime. Yes, if you suspect them of committing cybercrime, then follow due process. It is not a mob mentality. It is not a matter of, like we see along the way. I always tell people that I hate anything to do with mob action. You know why? Because it is so easy. People have lost their life. Innocent people have lost their life because of mob action. There have been cases in Lagos whereby they are chasing a thief, and everybody is saying, Oli, 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 Oli. They are actually chasing that thief down the road. Then the thief too will now point to somebody and say, Oli, Oli. The person they are pointing to, and the sleep will slap an innocent person for added effects. And guess what? People will pounce on that innocent person. Before you can say Jack Robinson, they've put tire. Before you can say, wait, they've put tire. Petrol will fly from somewhere. Somebody, then the person will get burnt. Meanwhile, the robber too will be there, be say, Oli, we'll help them to, you know, and an innocent person will be killed. That's why it's not even just about civilized society. Anybody that is human, we don't lose our sense of reasoning just because we are trying to on what? I don't get it. So in this case here now, they apparently the local vigilante in Anambra, went down there and grabbed this lady. They drag her out, strip her naked. Ah, you know, the first question you ask yourself will come. If you even want to arrest her and hand her over to the police. They have not been given the power of attorney or the power to, shall I say, arrest. Okay, fine. Maybe they can arrest, but then they're only supposed to detain, not even arrest like that, detain, and then hand over to the police to do their job, to sort of investigate. Then, if it is something that that they need to take them to court, they did do it. But the moment where we lose, we become like what? Savages. I mean, look at this. Thank God that somebody has the sense now to actually cover her up. I'm not saying that even if she has committed, cybercrime, what gives them the right to strip her naked? A young girl. What if even if she's not innocent, that is not who we are. We don't just behave. I mean, yes, she's been blocked, we can't identify her, which is good. Look at these fools. Look at these fools. Yes, do we have thieves and stuff all over the place? Cybercrime is a terrible thing. I agree. But that does not give the right to be able to do this. If an expatriate come to Nigeria, establish a business, like see how we actually treat people, say, so once you call them a thief, you're allowed to do all sorts of things. If some other nationals in Nigeria have done this too in Nigeria, we'll be shouting, hey, they are disrespect. No, we disrespect ourselves, so we give people the ammunition to do this to us, to our own brothers and sisters, whether we are from the same geopolitical area or not. It doesn't matter. So this is it's very, very painful, very, very painful, very, very painful. So apparently they said okay, let me just no, and they were filming her. No, these guys have to be prosecuted. No, this is just way too much. Under the guise of, yeah, you are a criminal. Even if she was a criminal, she has rights. She has rights. We have the process. We have procedures and standards that will follow. There are policies that must be followed. When you arrest somebody, a country that does not have any of those procedures is just what? Just a local gangster, like a mafia dom. unfortunately. And this is the kind of thing that the powers that be needs to actually enforce, that anyone that who is in position of power to detain, to arrest, should abuse a suspect, should be dealt with. Because we are not looking for we are not looking for rambos. We have enough crazy mad rambos around who are are kidnappers, bandits and all. So he said, this is a shocking moment. A female cop member had her dress torn off her. He said it was, turned off her body by gun wielding officials of the Anambra vigilante. These people are a disgrace to the hardworking, genuine vigilantes, because they are. The video, which has been brought to protect the victims, shows the officials dragging the young woman out of her compound while she was clad. She was fully dressed. The gunman, then they hit the woman several times before they started tearing her dress. These guys are what? Sexual predators. This guy, under the guise of, hey, you are a cyber criminal. What has that got to do? If the person has that, you arrest her, you detain her, then you hand her over to the police. Nobody said they should not begin to execute judgment. They are not executors. They've become the what? The police, the arrester, the jury, the executor, everything, judge, jury, all in one. Exposing her body completely. Then they had the audacity, the cheek to start filming her. No, these guys, man, they will pay for this. They will pay for it. We're going to find out more information about it. These guys, enough is enough. It's very easy for everybody to turn their face and just say, hey, it is Nigeria. See what is happening again. No, we all need to stand up and speak. It's because we don't see anything. That is why people go more emboldened, just like the terrorists, the bandits, and the kidnappers. We have created a country whereby some people are above the law. They will be protected. No, we say no. That is not going to happen anymore at all. That is not. You see, it's an indictment on what is happening here is an indictment on everybody that say they are Nigerians. If you say you're not a Nigerian, that's fine. That's okay. Some people are tired, and I don't blame them. But if you know that you say that you're still in Nigeria, you have any affiliation to Nigeria, this is an indictment on you, whether you know about it or not. Because a lot of us, when we see this thing, we don't do nothing. We just go on with our lives. We say we want to make money. We are making money. We are flexing. We don't know that this thing, it could be anybody's sisters, niece, auntie, mother, or anybody. It could be. So imagine for example that this is somebody that is, if they were our own sister or a relative, this has been done to. How are we going to feel? That they deserve it? Okay. So as she cried and pleaded with them, the men hit her even more on all parts of her body. At one point, one of the villagers is seen laughing after the man had been stripped naked. Yeah, you can see. This one looks like somebody that sits down watching pornography all day, laughing. So there was never, well, you see, brave guy carrying gun, one woman. It's sheer madness. I have female members of my body, of my, of my own family as well. I have female in every ramification, friends, acquaintances, and all. If this has happened to any of them, I would not be able to tolerate it. Absolutely not. The female victim has been identified as Jennifer Edema Eleho, and the vigilante group has been identified as Operation Udogachi, also known as whatever, vigilante group in Anambra State. According to the Heavens 360 Foundation, the organization advocating for the victim of this attack, we're going to actually interview these people. We want to find out what is going on. The incident occurred on July 23rd, 2025, after the vigilante operatives reportedly stormed the lodge and accused core members of engaging in cybercrime, Yahoo Yahoo. The core members were said to have immediately displayed their uniform, identity card. Yeah, this did not prevent the attack on the victim. The organization condemned the act as a gross human rights violation and called on Anambra State government to identify and prosecute the perpetrators. Watch. I'm not going to play the video. I'm not going to, the picture enough in itself. Thank God, has been blood is enough. This is not about trying to get to try and get views. This is totally, all these guys, every single one of them must go to prison. They must pay for what they have actually done to this lady. They must pay for it. You and I, if we do not rise up and begin to speak out, and begin to find out and put pressure on the powers that be in Anambra State. I've actually had news that Peter Obi has spoken up, the governor has spoken up of Anambra State, and that is how it is supposed to be. We must actually speak out on this, that this must never be done to anybody, east, west, north, or south. I don't care whether any religious restriction in the north. I don't care. If we say we're Nigeria, is one Nigeria. It is not a different Nigeria in the north, a different Nigeria in the southeast or southwest or anywhere. If we don't fight for our nation, we won't have any nation. We won't have any nation. People want to split up Nigeria. That is not the solution. I do not agree. Respectfully, I do not agree. We are stronger together. We don't want to be little mushroom countries. Yes, do we have issues where there is equality of treatment in Nigeria? Of course, it is, and it's better we deal with it boldly. People have shed their blood for Nigeria. So I know a lot of people don't agree with that. Say, who wants to die? That is why we are being oppressed now. When we all doing wants to, people who are going around saying that they don't want to die, who just want to just be flexing and be enjoying. Every time will come, the enemy will come and flog them and make sure that they'll be oppressed. That is what we're actually having. So the last but not the least, now this is the one. Yesterday I actually spoke about this, the Oni of Ife, and the situation with the Alaafin of Oyo. So the new Alaafin, there's always been this rivalry between the Alaafin of Oyo and the Oni of Ife. So they are both powerful monarchs in Yoruba land. And so there's this thing about the Alaafin of Oyo. Let me just a quick background where the Alaafin of Oyo basically, the Oni of Ife gave a title to uh, a businessman, and the issue is that the Alaafin kicks against it and said anything that has to do with outside of the local government of Oromio, which is supposed to be the influence of the Oni of that is what they've said though. So it's not me that I'm here. So, but which I find strange, but hey, I'm just reporting what it is. So, and so the business was actually made what is that title again? It was given a title which seems to be a very big one to a businessman. And this is what actually created this fracas, whereby the Alaafin of Oyo now came out and said he actually allegedly gave the Oni of Ife 48 hours to actually reverse it. Or that if not, there's going to be, some whatever is going to happen, So it says the Oni of Ife, Oba Enitan Ogunwusi, will not be responding to the threats. And this is in response to the press release that was given by the Alaafin of Oyo. So in response, the one of the media head for the Oni of Ife, basically Moses Olafari has revealed. He said the conflict set out on the recent chieftaincy title conferred by the Oni on an Ibadan-based businessman. The Alaafin had issued the ultimatum demanding that the Oni revoke the title of Okalomo of Yoruba land, bestowed upon Chief Dotun Sanusi, the owner of Laji Hotels and Resorts. In a statement on Monday, the Alaafin described the Oni's action as an affront to his authority and a disregard for Yoruba tradition and law. The Alaafin office maintained that only the Alaafin of Oyo hold the exclusive right to confer the chieftaincy titles that cover the entire Yoruba land. You see, so this is the area where they're actually having a conflict, where the Alaafin is saying that it is only the Alaafin of Oyo that can give a chieftaincy title that will cover the entire Yoruba territory. That the Alaafin of the Oni of Ife is only just within the Oromiyan, that is influence or is the scope of his power and influence does not go beyond that. Wow, I will find that very strange. But hey, that is what they are saying. So I don't know how true that is. In a statement on Monday, the Alaafin described the Oni as affront to his authority and described for Yoruba tradition and law. The Alaafin office maintained that only the Alaafin of Oyo, yes, holds the exclusive rights. Okay, we've spoken about that. In a text response via his Facebook handle, Moses Olafare stated that his principal has directed against issuing a formal press release on the matter, calling the Alafi threat an empty threat. My principal, that is the Oni of Ife, has directed me against issuing a press conference. The empty threat of the Alawada Baba Salah. Wow. I did say something yesterday that they need to be careful here. You know, the Oni and the Alafin of Oyo. And the reason why I actually said that is that, you see, when insults are being treated or disparaging, disrespectful comments are being made by the foremost monarchs in Yoruba land, what it does is that it boomerangs. It diminish that respect for the office of the Alafin and of the Oni of Ife. They are not small things. In they see stuff like the empty threat of Alawada Baba Salah, he shouldn't have said it, honestly. No matter how angry and mad they are, they should borrow a leave from the president of Russia, President Vladimir Putin. With all the provocation from the West, the man, they provoked him. I've never seen anybody as resilient that persevere. He had the power to finish Ukraine. They provoked the man. In fact, I at a point I was trying, even I myself was angry. But look, man, show them small now so that they will give you some respect. The truth of the matter is that Putin, they wanted him to create a situation that would lead to Third World War. He never raised to debate. And in this case here, between the Alafin and the Oni of Ife, all their media, all their media officers needs to actually take cognizance of this fact. You cannot, it doesn't matter what the disagreement is. You should not, it does not give the right. It is not a, okay, I won't even say right now. It does not bode well for, you know, this gentleman to be saying the Alawa da Baba Salah to Ani Alafi. It is the office. It's not even so much the personality occupying the personality itself. The office. You do not. It's a no. It doesn't matter what the situation is. You know, so the guy said, I beg to disappoint you, gentlemen of the press. Olafare wrote, adding that the matter will be handled in the public court of opinion. Olafare said that let's rather focus on narratives that unite us rather than. There, you should have said that. You should have known that rather than be saying Alawada Baba Salah to an Alafi. No, you are not building bridges. The truth is that, you see, destruction does not need discipline. If you want to destroy something, you don't need any framework. Just throw the stone, just do anything. No effort intended, no strategy needed. Just lash out from every direction. Then you will have destruction. But when you build, when you are building, you show restraint, you show respect. You know, you develop what I refer to as the art of diplomacy, restraint, discipline, self-discipline. Refuse to be provoked in any shape or form. And that is what we're expecting from both sides. Olafere further said that let's rather focus on narrative that united rather than one couple of divided. No press release, please. But he has already said, so he now said 48 hours my foot. So this recent clash emphasized a long-standing rivalry between the two prominent Yoruba monarchs over supremacy and traditional jurisdiction. Oba Abimbola Owode ascended the throne as the 46th Alaafin of Oyo in January 2025, and his reign has been marked by renewed claims to the exclusive right to confer the titles with a pan-Yoruba scope. The Alaafin statement also referenced a Supreme Court ruling, and the only instruments of which it claimed limits the only traditional right to the Ife region. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. So I just want to say thank you very much. You know, so as matters arises, we'll definitely be, you know, bringing in more news, you know, be sharing, you know, more, you know, updates on this matter. So I just want to say thank you, everyone, and we'll be back again. Hopefully, we'll be back much earlier. And so I'll see you tomorrow. I remain Olatunde. Good night and God bless. Thank you, guys.